Hi, when you're seeing this, I'm actually taking some time off from my wedding, but I still would like to post as much as possible. And right now feels like a really good time to build a starter home. So the plan today is to try and build a house that is under 20,000 simoleons, uses just the base game, and hopefully fits at least 4 sims. That is a really tough ask for a house this cheap, but this is also the most useful type of house that I ever build because this is the kind of thing that you can actually play in. This is me being a little bit sneaky because technically you're supposed to pay for the cost of the lot, but I'm not gonna worry about that. We've got a list way too long of things that we need instead. My preference is usually to have houses that are 2 stories tall, but it's just not really practical with a starter home like this because I don't want to have to pay for staircases and all of those things. I'm also maybe gonna try to build this based on the floor plan, which could be a foolish idea. We'll see. I just want it to be a little bit more interesting looking than what I would normally go for. But right now it's not looking interesting. It just kind of looks chaotic. So I don't know. Okay, well, this is kind of what I was thinking for the bedroom situation because we can have 2 bedrooms over here and they could maybe even be made smaller now that I think about it. 2 bedrooms on that side fits perfectly. And then we'd have one big open space for the living room, the kitchen, the dining room. All those extra chairs, probably a waste, but we'll see. The front door is gonna be right here. We can do the living room kind of like this. And then maybe there could be a cute little back door. Like what if there was a small back patio kind of shaped like that? That feels very simple and very reasonable to me, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Let's see what we can do with the roof because I'm a little nervous about this part. I think especially this side of the house, it's just looking a little bit sad to me. Maybe I could have the bathroom bigger or something just to, I don't know, give us a little bit more space. How does that look so far? I think that's okay. Oh, you know what? Maybe if I extend this out, I don't know if we can afford a desk and a computer, but it would be really nice if we could fit one in that little nook, and then that would make this roof look a little bit less bad. There was something about it that I wasn't really loving. Okay, I think this is really nice. I'm gonna try and make sure we've paid for a couple of necessities real quick. This is always like the calm before the storm in any sort of Sims build. I am fully aware that it looks really bad like this. I just want to make sure that we have all the necessities for a functional house because we can come back and decorate it later, but we want to make sure it works first. And things like doors and windows and all the bedroom stuff, that's expensive. I would love to have bunk beds, but look, 1,300, like that's just not gonna happen. My bestie Blarfy is really cheap, so I'm gonna put that. That seems like a good idea. This is 210. I wonder if we can make this functional still. I think they should be able to get in the bed. I'll test that once we decorate. That is the nicest room in the whole house. Everything else is kind of sad. Okay. So what else do we need? We can get a really cute front door. That one's only 175. Some of the other 2 wide doors get really pricey. Like this one, 240. I don't know, like kind of ridiculous if you ask me, but oh, do you think I can use that? No. I think I'm gonna put 2 of these. I'd like to try and scoot them closer together. I think I like that. We'll see. There's always a lot of trial and error with these kind of builds. We can change our mind later. It's not a big deal. We're not stuck with it. Do you think we should get sliding doors? Because these are so nice. Like in real life, that's so realistic too. You would absolutely have a sliding door right there. They're just kind of pricey, which makes me nervous. What if I did like 3? No, go back. We can put a window behind the TV too, because we can't really have anything else on this wall, so that'll help us. And that's honestly not so bad. Like we've got most of the furniture in and we still have loads of money. I'm gonna try this black trim thing because I think the shutters being darker help. I don't really know if I can afford this staircase. Let's use like the cheapest fences that we can. Sometimes this game makes you want to cry. Like why does it do the trim like that? I just want trim on these edges. I know why it does it. It's because it's just 1 tile wide. If I made it wider, it would paint the trim. Don't you just love The Sims 4 and all of its little quirks? Isn't it just like so nice? Okay, I'm gonna use this roof texture. This is my favorite one. I know I use it all the time, but it is the best one. So I'm sticking to it. And I'm also gonna commit to columns on the corners because I just think it looks so much better. This is a massive waste of money. Like maybe the biggest waste of money that I've ever done in a starter home to put this many. But doesn't it look 10 times more finished right now because of that? I feel like I'm looking at an actual house instead of just like a half-finished base game starter home. Okay, can I tell you a secret? I'm actually recording this on January 14th. There's a behind the Sims episode airing today that I hope will have announced some big updates, but it hasn't happened yet. So you in the future know a lot more than I do about that. I say that because I'm really holding out hope for like a big Swatch update or something. And if you're wondering why I don't have it in this video, it's because I'm recording this in the past, a long time in the past. But desperate times call for desperate measures. And I just want to have as much wedding pre-recorded recording done as possible, so I'm recording a lot of things like as soon as I can. I would like to do a slightly different color scheme than I would maybe normally go for in one of these houses. I don't really like that though. What if we tried this dark wood color? I don't normally do that. We do it with like dark wood and what, beige? Dark wood and beige. This is kind of giving early 2000s in Florida right now, which is a bad thing. That was a negative comment, but maybe it'll work out. I do like this kitchen backsplash right now. I wonder if I can afford to have upper cabinets. Upper cabinets and starter home do not usually go hand in hand. I've paid for trash cans though, so I won't forget about those. I feel like it's 2015 right now doing this. I can't bring myself to do that. Is there any interesting wallpaper that we could try? Honestly, that kind of match. No, I won't do that one. I wonder if we were to have like a little bit of siding or something, or maybe wood paneling is better. This one is technically stone, but I always think of it as being like shiplap. What about orange? Oh, I've never used that before. I don't think I've ever used those orange chairs. There's a reason. There's a reason I don't use those orange chairs. That looks terrible. All the pictures are so expensive. No, let's try it. Let's see if we can get orange. I wonder if there's an orange chair. Oh no, these are kind of bad looking. We could try that one as like a little accent chair. Oh my god, it honestly looks bad. Like, this is not cute on the inside. The outside is cute, the inside is dark and sad. I don't know if I can do this. What if we tried to do like purple instead? Purple and beige. You know what? Honestly, the purple and beige kind of works. Because obviously purple and yellow work, so this is gonna work. That's 105 simoleons. Shame. Try this plant right here. Are there any other pictures that are cheap and not terrible? Not really. We can try that one. Okay, what if we got an extra window and I hung up some of the art above that? This bookshelf is really pricey, so we don't really need that. I don't really think that this one matches the vibes that we're going for, but I may try it anyway. This is fine. This is not so bad. What kind of clutter could we get? Hey, that's purple. That counts for something. I'm feeling like maybe we need some more of this shiplap, but I don't really like it in most places, so I don't know where that takes us. Maybe we just need more white. Like, the white curtains could be good. That's expensive. We're not made of money. All right, that's not really purple. That is pink. In a bad way, but we can figure it out. I think that we need to have a dresser, and it might end up being that dresser because that's one of the cheaper ones and it's my favorite dresser. We base everything around this rug. Wait a minute. Okay, I know that a lot of people hate that rug. I know that it's very, very, very unpopular, but what if we used it? Because this rug has the purple and the yellow. Like, that kind of has the color scheme that we're going for. Maybe we should just pay for one of the nightstands instead of two. I feel like that's probably better. And then what if we had a purpley wallpaper? Like, maybe something that's probably too light. What if it was beige? No, I don't think I can bring myself to do that. That one's kind of like the exact color of the rug, and maybe not in a good way. I don't know. I think this primary bedroom could probably really benefit from some curtains, and perhaps this could stay white because then it matches the white on like the lamp and on the bed sheets. You know what I would love to have? And I don't think that we can make this work, but I would love to have an easel. I'm always trying to think about skill building in spaces like this. It's just that some of these things are so expensive. Because for example, having a guitar, that would be huge. Like, that's a thing for your Sims to do. It costs money. So having like a guitar and the computer and the TV, that is so helpful. Oh, I just deleted that whole thing. That's one way to save money. Hey, this thing's only 290. 515. Where did I get 290? My God. I mean, it was cute, but oh, maybe it's I was hovered on this, but I thought I was on that because this one's 285. Wow, that was scary. I would like to put that though. I want to have art. That really is the worst part of starter homes. Just having like basically nothing is so hard. I feel like I tend to do very little in bathrooms in terms of decor, and I'm kind of sticking to that plan. This is actually even like a lot more than what I would normally put, but let's leave it like that. I probably should put blinds or something, but I don't really want to pay for it. I'm just gonna see if my sim can still get in here. Oh yeah, no problem. Okay, maybe the walls in here become that like light blue color to match the one on the floor. Although what if we did a mix? Because that could be nice. Blue on there, blue on this. You could be pink still. That's pretty good for a kid's space. They've got a bookshelf, they've got toys. How much is this? 175? Never mind. I was gonna say maybe we could try and put one there, but I don't think it's worth it. I do think that it's worth it trying to put a plant or something. I'm just using the same plant like all over the place. Maybe there could be a bigger plant over here. Oh, maybe I should have got like a big plant. How much is that? 75. I forgot that thing was so cheap. That's nice. Maybe I leave the plant over over here. The guitar can go there too. Or this plant goes there and we get something else. What if they had a cactus? I don't know. I haven't really ever used that one. I want it to be tall. I would like to have this, but that's way too pricey. And I think this one's kind of ugly. I don't know. I've never used this color scheme. I think that's why I'm struggling so much. We still have 1,000 simoleons to do stuff outside though. That's like huge. I'm gonna do debug landscaping, so maybe I should do that first. There's no reason to be paying money for things like trees on a house like this, so I will not be. Okay, I'm also gonna get rid of the foundation, just temporarily, because we're gonna wanna be able to put stuff as close to this as possible. So we delete the foundation and then we scoot. My usual landscaping methods are not going to work with this house. I can put maybe this long bush over there, maybe size down, it's okay over here, and we can kind of like wrap it around the corner. No, even that is a little bit much. It is in fact clipping and it comes out really far right there, so I don't think I like that, but I can at least have the bush. I feel like the lighting is better just by default. I don't want to mess with it too much. What colors do these come in? Oh, it has purple. Oh, there's also this thing. I haven't really done this before, but these are like fake debug planter boxes, and that has that beautiful purple color too. If we can get them to place right, that might be kind of a nice thing to use. You know what? I kind of love that. It brings in the brown from the roof too. And it's good in places like this where I can't really have any landscaping on this side of the building. Like it's not gonna fit. There's no space on the lot, so we can put that there. This is gonna look like it's really close to the bush because obviously it's clipping right now, but just keep in mind it won't be because there's gonna be a foundation. The foundation is just temporarily gone. Oh, I don't know about this. And the way I usually landscape with like the low-lying bushes is not gonna work because all of the low-lying bushes that are debug are so bad. Like that one is so bright, it's scary. Oh wait, this could be kind of cute just with a couple of these little purple bushes. I hadn't considered that. Sometimes simple is better in a situation like this too, so we should keep that in mind. How does that look with the foundation back? Kind of bland and boring, actually. Maybe it's those green things tucked away. Like maybe it should just be less. No, that's so boring too. Oh no. This is why I usually put low-lying bushes that I pay for. These are 30 simoleons each. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we're saved. This one's a little bit better. It's still a bit weird. It also has some weird shadowing. I don't know if you can see that, but that's why I don't normally like it. Oh no, it's too dark. I don't think I can do that. Wait, let me get a few of these little rocks. I'm sorry I'm making you watch this. Like the indecisiveness must be so annoying. What do we think about these little rocks? Like, is that super strange or is it kind of cool? Well, now why have you done that? These are sinking, so that's great. Doesn't it just feel like really low down? It's literally making me think that I want to have like no landscaping, which is bad and not true. How about this little tree? That's the default size. That one's pretty. I don't know if I've really used that one before. Let's put a few of them. I feel like a fool right now, but I'm almost giving up like a little bit on the landscaping. This is so weird, but I honestly feel like it just looks better with very limited stuff. Like I think it looks better with just the planter boxes. I can't explain it. I think this is one of those times where less is more. I'm gonna put our little trash can in the back corner over there so it's easy access. We still have like 700 simoleons, so we can add a few things outside. Oh, what if I got this in purple? I don't know if I've ever used that color before. I'm really tempted to try it. I think it might also be good if we had a couple planter boxes, although no, that looks kind of ugly. You know what? What if we deleted the whole ceiling on that? Put my trash can there, and then I can have this on the patio. That might be better. That saves us a lot of money. I'm just trying to think about other things, like other outdoor activities that would be good. I'd love to put a telescope, but I think that's too much. I also would kind of like to have it be fenced in, but that's like definitely too much. That spends basically all of our money. But doesn't it just like look so much better to have a dedicated space? I can't tell what kind of path I want to use. Maybe that light one? Yeah, can't afford a grill. I can't even afford an easel anymore, I don't think. 350. Oh, but wait, the lot costs 19,647, so we're supposed to have 353 simoleons. Wait, some things depreciated. I can get an easel. Do you think I should do that? I feel like it looks good, and we don't really need anything else inside. It would be useful for gameplay. And then I'm picturing like if you played in this house, there's some obvious ways that you could expand. Like you could buy a grill. You could buy some more table furniture. You could get a better TV. You could get a better fridge. You could also totally, if you wanted to, make the room bigger. Like there's ways to easily expand upon this as you're playing and earning more money. And I think that's the best thing in a starter home, but it also doesn't look empty. The color scheme's a bit much. Like the purple is kind of full on, but I haven't ever done it before. So I'm glad that we tried it. I'm overthinking it. I'm just gonna stop and I'm gonna put a little bit of terrain paint and then we'll say we're done. Thankfully, terrain paint is free. So that's an easy one. I feel like that pathway makes a huge difference. The backyard looks finished now. Obviously it could use a little bit more stuff, but that's not gonna happen. So for what we have, the backyard looks way better. What do we think about adding in some random little wildflowers? That's kind of weird, right? Maybe it's better like slightly underneath this because this space is kind of unusable anyway. All of that about no landscaping, no landscaping. It looks fine how it is. I just don't like the color. Maybe I'll leave it in the back though. I gotta stop. Let it go, Kayla. Let it go. The build can be done. I'm gonna put it on the gallery. No, I'm gonna save my game and then I'm gonna put it on the gallery. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. It is uploaded in case you want to download it. Hopefully you liked this build. I really like those planter boxes. I need to use those more because I just think those look so pretty on here. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow. Okay, bye everybody. It's funny, I'm like recording this video, but I don't even know when I'm gonna post it. Like, I'm just thinking, I'll post this at some point around the week of the wedding. We'll just see what happens when we get there. I never record stuff this far in advance.